All right. So, you're trying to figure out what you want to do in life, eh? I know. Tough question. But let's talk about it. So, obviously, I'm just some guy. However, I do believe I have 4 different methods that you can use to figure out what you want to do in life, okay, in terms of your career. Now, these 4 methods have helped me, and I hope they do the same for you as well. Okay, let's get into it. Number 1 is to do the Myers-Briggs test. Now, the Myers-Briggs test was developed in the early to mid 1900s by Catherine Cook Briggs and her daughter Isabel Myers-Briggs. Okay, and it was first published in 1962. This test has been created to help you figure out who you are and just understand how your personality works. Okay? When you do the test, you will be assigned a specific personality type based on the answers that you gave. Okay? And you will also be given a document that will give you a full analysis of that personality type. Now, the document is going to be broken down into different categories like strengths and weaknesses, parenthood, workplace habits, and so on and so forth. Okay? So you can go through that whole document, and once you finish reading it, you will gain a lot more clarity on just who you are and what your natural tendencies may be. Okay? And with this new information, you could slowly start to identify where you might want to put your focus towards in terms of building a career. After you do this, I highly recommend that you also go to another website called Trudy.com. On this website, you will have all the 16 personality types, right? And you're going to click on the one that you've been assigned, and you're going to go to the section that says careers, okay? And when you do that, you're going to have different fields that show up, which your personality may be interested in, all right? Now, you're going to find the field that you connect with the most, and you're going to go through the careers that are listed under that field, okay? And you can go through it one by one, and hopefully you find the career that clicks with you the most, all right? And I will put a link to the test and Trudy.com in the description below just to make it easier for you, okay? Number 2 is environment. Now, what do I mean by environment? So environment, basically, I mean, what do you want your environment to be? Right? Like when you go in to work, what do you want your environment to be? Do you want to be outside all the time? Do you want to be in the gym all the time? Do you want to be in an airport all the time? Do you want to be on a film studio? Like, what do you want your environment to be? Right? Once you identify that, you can then work backwards and list the different careers that will consistently put you in that environment. Okay? And once you have your list, you can study each one of them and then figure out which one you are going to dedicate yourself to. Okay? That's number 2. Number 3 is an obvious one, but it has to be mentioned. What do you love? Now, I know we've heard this many times growing up, but a lot of people don't really pursue what they love or what they're interested in, right? So it's a valid question. Like, what are you interested in? What do you actually love? What do you want to dedicate yourself towards, right? And sometimes we have a hard time figuring out this answer. But if you really think back to your childhood, there's going to be a few things that you were naturally pulled towards, right? And you're going to write all those down and study each one of them. Now, here's the thing though. We have to be a bit careful with this because sometimes there can be a level of delusion involved when it comes to chasing what you love. For example, let's say you love basketball, okay? And you want to be an NBA basketball player, and that's your dream. But you're 4'11" and 98 pounds, and you're 19 years old. I am not in the business of trashing people's dreams, but that's something you likely don't want to pursue, right? But this doesn't mean you give up on basketball. Like you can go into various different pathways under the umbrella of basketball, such as maybe you want to go into management or coaching, or maybe you want to become a scout, or maybe you want to become a personal trainer, or maybe you want to be a sports psychologist that deals strictly with basketball players. Just because you can't be an NBA player doesn't mean you have to give up on basketball, right? So that's what I mean when there has to be a level of realism attached to this. And as long as you understand that, this is arguably one of the most fulfilling pathways that you can take. You know, truly emotionally investing yourself in a career that you actually love. Right? So that's number 3. Number 4 is natural gift. What is your natural gift? Everybody has something that they are naturally better at than other people, right? Now, someone's going to say, oh, that's kind of arrogant. You can't think like that. It's like, no. That's not arrogance. It's called self-awareness, right? What are you naturally gifted at? Now, I know this might take some time to answer because oftentimes we don't really put ourselves out there to try different things. But if you can find a natural gift that you have, you can then look for a career that places a great emphasis on competence in this area that you are naturally gifted in, right? Then you could pursue that. Because as you start to get better, as you start to see that you have more impact, as you start to engage in a level of creativity as well within this space that you've entered, passion will eventually find its way into your life, right? And, you know, natural gifts can be anything. For example, let's take cooking. A lot of times people don't take cooking as a gift, but it is. You know, let's say you're better at cooking than other people and you just know more recipes. You might want to start a YouTube channel that teaches people how to cook a variety of different recipes. Maybe you might want to start a restaurant business, right? Maybe you're just naturally good at cutting hair. Like you're just good at it. You're smooth with it, right? You might want to get into hair cutting. You might want to get into making videos on YouTube, teaching other people how to cut hair, right? There's a variety of gifts out there. You know, anything, speaking or, you know, acting, drawing, teaching, you know, there's many different gifts out there, right? So as long as you can identify your specific gift, you should bank on that, right? Because that's probably your best path to success. I'm not a Christian, but in the Bible, it says your gift will make room for you. So that must mean something. You know what I mean? So anyways, those are the 4 different methods that I have for you today. If you have more, please do put them down in the comment section below, because obviously the more the merrier. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I love you all very much. If you got anything out of it, please do subscribe to the channel and like this video, because I have a lot of great content coming ahead, and I will see you next week. Take care now. Bye-bye. Love you all.